everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing super fantabulous. Now, I'm super excited for today's video because no makeup makeup looks are one of my absolute favorites to do any time of the week. It's super easy and foolproof, especially once you've got your own personal routine down. The whole point of no makeup makeup is to feel put together and feel beautiful for yourself without all the full glam heavy makeup on your face. You'll know that the makeup's there and you feel better and put together. At least that's what happens for me. Alright, so no makeup makeup looks are typically very skin focused, very light on the eyes, eyebrows, lips, so you want to put some time into your skin to make sure it looks healthy and glowy and just very skin-like. Now, I already put on my La Roche Posay sunscreen, which is very glowy, as you can tell, but because I'm a little crazy on the glow department, I'm going to be adding another glowy primer on top of that. Now, I'm going to be using the Essence Fresh Fit Awake Primer, and I'm just going to take a little bit of that on my fingers and run it all over my face, especially on my forehead and my outer face. Outer face. I guess that would be cheeks. No, let's stick with outer face. Now, one of the best things about no makeup makeup looks is that it takes minimal products because less is more approach is definitely what you're looking for here. So with that being said, it usually takes a lot less time than doing full glam because you're also not focusing on blending everything perfectly because everything just blends in naturally because you're not using very much product. I just spit everywhere. Alright, now if you have really nice skin or you just don't normally use foundation or anything like that, you can just skip later on into the video. But if you do use foundation, then these are some good tips for that. No makeup makeup, you can either use a BB cream or a tinted SPF or tinted moisturizer. Or if you're like me and you don't want to go out and buy another product, you can just mix one of your existing foundations in with your day cream and apply it all over, and that'll thin it out and keep it still looking very skin-like. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to be using my BH Cosmetics liquid foundation, and I'm just going to be mixing it with my Clinique Moisture Surge. So I'm just going to mix these two equally. I'm just going to mix it on the palette, so I'm just taking that much there. It's actually probably too much. Probably going to end up with some left over. So now I have them both on here. I'm just going to mix them together, and then once they're all mixed, I'll just splooge it on there. Oh yeah, that's definitely too much. I'd say do about half the amount that I did. And then I'm just going to take my Real Technique sponge and bounce it in. So I still have some left over on my palette, so like I said, I'd probably go in with about half of that. And just make sure that it's all nice and pressed into your skin. Okay, so once that's done, I'm just going to take my concealer. Now this is the Wet n Wild Photofocus concealer, and I'm just going to put a tiny dab here and here. And then I'm just going to put it also over these little geese down there. If you have a concealer that matches your skin tone perfectly, that would be great for this because we're not trying to do any highlighting. Whoa, my voice just cracked. We're not trying to do any highlighting, we're just trying to conceal some of those dark circles. So you can see, even though I have my base down, you can still see all my redness coming through. It just adds a little bit of coverage to the skin and evens it out a little bit. Okay, so if you're wanting to go for a more natural look like you are during a no makeup makeup look, what I would suggest is using cream products. So a cream, blush, bronzer, and highlight. And again, it'll make your skin look more skin-like. For my cream bronzer today, I'm going to be going in with the e.l.f. Contour Palette. Now, this just has these shades here. So there's 3 contour and bronzer shades and then 1 highlighting shade, which I don't use ever, but feel free to. Now, I'm just going to go in with this lightest one here because I'm just trying to add a little bit of bronze to the perimeter of my face. Not trying to shape it, not trying to define it, nothing like that. Just add a little bit. Where has my brush gone? It's left me all alone. Where has my brush gone? Okay, now for that, because I do want more of a blown out kind of easy natural look, I'm just going to be using this little fluffy brush. I'm so sorry, I have no idea where it's from. I have no idea where I bought it, but it looks like this. And I'm just going to take a couple of dips in here and then just run it around my face. Okay, so now if you do have more oily skin, you can definitely still achieve this look with a powder. Just be more cautious about how much powder and how much product you're putting on because powder can tend to look cakier faster than a cream does. Next, we're going to move on to blush. So today I'm going to be using the Maybelline Cheek Heat in the shade 15 Nude Burn. Now, this isn't my absolute favorite product in the world, but for a look like this, it does look pretty nice because it's just a little sheer. So if you're going for full glam, don't use this. But I'm just going to use that with my e.l.f. Airbrush Stipple brush. So I'm just squirting a little bit out onto the back of my hand, picking some of that up and working it into the brush. And then I'm just going to apply a little bit on the apples of my cheek and back. Once I have that applied, I'm just going to go back in with my sponge and blend it into the skin again. And I'm going to do the same with the bronzer just to make sure that it's all blended seamlessly. The good thing about going back over with your sponge is that it still has some of the foundation or BB cream that you used at the beginning, so that it can kind of cover up some of the color and make it look more natural also. For highlighter, I'm going to go in with another cream. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Makeup Stick in Highlight in the shade 800 When the Nude Strikes. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that on my finger and then dab it on my cheekbones. So I'm just gonna do my lips now because they're dry and I want something on. So when it comes to lips, you can either leave them natural and just take any of the BB cream off of them that accidentally got on it from your sponge, or you can go in with a gloss or a liner, or just lightly dab a bullet lipstick on. I wouldn't recommend a liquid lipstick for this because those are just full coverage and there's really no way to thin it out. So I'm just gonna go in with my Buxom lip gloss here in the shade White Russian all over my lips. When it comes to brows, if you want something more fluffy, more natural, I would suggest either just going straight in with a clear brow gel, or you can use a colored brow gel. Now, if you're like me and you have more sparse brows, you can always use a brow pencil. Just be cautious of where you put it and apply it just where you need it, and then run through with a brow gel after. So for me, I do need it on the tail here. So I'm just going to go in, and this is the PS brow pencil. So I'm just going to run through a little bit on the tails. Okay, so after I have that pencil on, they're still looking pretty natural, especially what I'm used to doing. So I'm just going to go in with my clear brow gel from Benefit, the 24-hour brow setter. And I'm just going to run that through and fluff them up a little. So I just like to push them all up. They look like little caterpillars, and then run them down. For the eyes, it's going to be just as simple. Now, if you're working with powders for your blush, bronzer, and highlight, you can just use those for eyeshadow. Just take your bronzer color and a fluffy brush and just apply it in, and that'll help everything look more seamless and more natural, so it would even be even better for this look. But because I used creams, it doesn't work as well. So for the crease color, I'm just going to take my Tartelette in Bloom palette and just take this color here, Smarty Pants, and just run it through the crease lightly. Tap out those aggressive creases that I have. So I'm just going to fluff it there. This is just going to add some more dimension and make your eyes look more awake. Next, I'm going to take a liner brush, just a flat pencil liner brush, and go in with a bit of a darker shade and run it right close to my upper lash line just to make my lashes look a little bit more full. So I'm going to go in with the shade Rebel right here, just right on the tip, and just press it in. I'm going to run it over with my finger just to blend it out, any harsh lines, because we really want it to look like there's nothing there. We just have a fuller lash line. So one of the best things you can do to make yourself look more awake and feel more put together is go in with a nude liner. So whatever your skin tone is, try and pick up a liner that matches the inside rim of your lower lash line. That way it just helps make your eyes look brighter and fuller and more awake. So I'm just going to take this one from Essence. It's the Extreme Lasting Eye Pencil in number 6 Silky Nude, and run it just a little on that lash line. Do you see the difference there? So next I'm just going to crimp my lashes and put my mascara on. I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Mascara. I've used like 3 different mirrors this whole video. Now, if you really want to look like you're not wearing any makeup, you can skip the mascara or just use a lengthening one. This one is volumizing, but you could also use the Benefit Bad Gal Bang Mascara. That one just makes it really long, but it looks a little bit more natural. And you could just skip it altogether if you wanted to. Okay, and that is the end of my no makeup makeup look tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. If you take anything away from this, let me know what it was down in the comments below. I hope you all give it a try. It is one of my absolute favorites, and it just helps me feel a little more put together, a little bit more awake, and it's pretty quick, pretty easy, and I just feel better about myself. That's all it is. If you did like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up down below. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you wanted to see more videos, and if you hit that little bell right next to the subscribe button, it'll send you a push notification whenever I upload, and that way you won't miss a new video every Sunday. So I hope you're all having a really great day, and I'll see you all next week. Bye!